I can't believe you actually did it.
Why would I not?
And you didn't even warn anybody that you were doing it.
No, I feel like
y'all didn't see
much.
it.
No, so I didn't see you. You posted it on social.
No.
I saw the picture of Piccolo, but I didn't know.
did on your Instagram. I didn't know what it is.
No, it was supposed to be more focused on the movie. Like, that's still my guy, so I was like, all right, let me focus on that. This was just something for me, personal.
Can you just walk us through, when did you decide to do this to you?
Okay.
Why you don't have it wrapped?
Because it's already been past 24 hours, so I'm good.
Oh, you just got it.
Yeah.
Okay, walk us through what made you decide to get it.
I've always wanted this tattoo. That's always been point blank. I'm just a person of timing and self-control. Same thing with alcohol, same thing with cursing, same thing with tattoo. Like, it comes down to the timing of when I feel like I want to do it. So I follow this guy, Ink by Peanut. He started an anime shop like 2 years ago.
Is it Arlington?
Dallas.
Oh, it does?
Yes, in Dallas. And I was like, okay, this is interesting to do like a full anime like.
Oh, so that's what
shop.
he specializes in.
Yeah, all anime and like he does full color for people with darker tones. So I was like, okay, this is literally like my alley, because that was another thing. I've seen other people who look like me who have tattoos. It's like,
Is that a tattoo?
Yeah.
Or is that a stretch mark?
Yeah. Also, there's another aspect. I thought I would more want to have my body together before I start to
get tatted.
Get tatted.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
mean, when you get into a tat shop, you start seeing other people with tats. Like, okay, not everybody's on that same mission. You're gonna get a tattoo just because you want to get a tattoo.
Right.
Yeah.
But I followed him like 2 years ago, and then he started blowing up. He has a tattoo shop here, and he has one in Cali.
Oh,
and
dang.
he starts doing specials.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, like that knocks off like the price inconvenience of it. Like, all right, I'm not about to spend a whole bunch of money on something that, like, I don't necessarily feel certain about all the time.
Right.
But if it comes down to a reasonable price, just like with shoes, hey,
I'll do it.
yeah, I'm in that point of life type thing.
Yeah.
So they did a special because Dragon Ball Z has a movie that just dropped. My favorite anime character of all time is Piccolo.
Hey.
So I was like, if they're doing a Dragon Ball Z special, they gotta have a Piccolo. So they call it like a flash drop type of thing. So they have certain designs that they already like pre-made. I was like, okay, this is easy. Like the designs are already there. I don't have to worry about like being too miscellaneous. I don't have the pressure of trying to come up with my own design.
Right.
As well. And I've been following the guy, and it's just like it seems like he's done all solid work. So easily, I set it up. I was like, okay, I'm gonna show up. Like price point was under 200, easy for me. So I went into the shop.
Were you nervous?
Nah. Also at this point in life, like I know so many people with tattoos, and I don't necessarily hear a horror story about it. So it's like, just do it.
Now help me understand how you selected the location of the tat.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Upper body was still kind of uneasy about.
Like you didn't know where you wanted.
Yeah, I didn't know. So I don't know how the pain threshold was going to be.
Right.
So upper body's a little bit more sensitive for me, but my legs are pretty solid. So
Or say he has strong legs.
Yeah. When it came down to like my legs, was like my calf muscle is still somewhat relatively hidden. And I was like, this is a place that I feel like I can handle the most like pain.
Was it painful?
It's not necessarily painful. It's more of like it's a tiny needle, so it's a constant like annoyance.
That sounds like that's a little painful.
It gets annoying at times, especially when you get down into like shading. Like I have a solid black part on it, so it's like, okay, he's literally just like rubbing, coloring hard. Like you got a kid who's like really coloring hard, but it's worth it. I think like you get over it type thing. It's like you got a piece of art. I love art, so you have a piece of art on your body type thing.
I am art.
It's good for you, man, but just know you're out the gang. The no tat gang.
For now, I'm recruiting.
So now that you have a tattoo, does Kim expect you to get something tatted for her on your body?
Nah, so I'm not even cool with like the names and stuff like that.
Really?
You would never get like your marriage date?
What's more important than that?
Right.
What?
That's supposed to be the highest value. You niggas get Piccolo but don't want to get they wives name.
Talk to
Yo, what up? Welcome back to another episode of the Soundboard Podcast. It's episode 51.
Sir.
And this is your main man, JJ, and I'm here with the fellas per usual. I got my guys.
Your boy Dante.
This is Coop.
And Big KJB.
Tatted Big KJB.
Big Tatty.
Tat it up.
Tat it up. So when songs like that come on, Justin, I always felt weird when that would come on because I had
That should
nothing.
have been the intro music today.
I had nothing tatted. So
Yeah.
it was just weird when that song came on. Everybody be tatted up. And
What'd you do?
I'm tatted list.
Now you know how I feel at the college parties. No frat, no game.
Bro, but you know what is so weird? Like, kids in high school are getting tatted now.
I know,
Like,
I knew kids in middle
tatted
school.
back when I was in high school.
I didn't have, it wasn't that many kids. I'm like, who signed off on this? Y'all parents?
You just have a friend that do it.
I guess so.
Oh, yeah.
Or somebody in the neighborhood.
So,
Yeah.
low key, Jane told me that they do them in the bathroom in her school.
It's not hard.
She was like, you got to set an appointment.
prison.
I said, as long as you ain't setting one.
She probably already got a tat.
Shut up. I'll punch you in your
Why you
face.
put me? She did it. That's displaced anger, my brother.
No, King. I will not
gonna talk
settle
about
for that.
that.
I will not settle for that.
Yeah, I got no choice.
Yeah. But this is the Soundboard Podcast where we come together to just fraternize and just talk through some of the things that we go through in life. This is our, talking through our journey, but we talk about what's been going on. We try to bounce things off of each other. We use each other as our soundboard, and we also use you guys as our soundboard community. So we're just excited for you to join us and to take a listen every Wednesday when we drop this. We appreciate all the listeners.
Yep.
And this week it's gonna be a little bit shorter episode because boys is about to go.
I'm tired. I am
This
How
tired.
you
bachelor
tired before
trip?
we even start?
Because you don't know all the planning that has
I don't
taken
know
place.
anything.
I know.
You act
Can
like-
somebody please tell me something?
You act like Justin hasn't been doing all the planning. Why are you so tired?
I'm tired thinking about all the festivities that we're going to do. And I have been a listening ear for Justin this entire journey.
Your ear tired? All I hear,
I have been a listening ear this whole time. No, man, but I just want you to know a lot of planning has gone on.
Can y'all just drop the location?
No.
The Bahamas.
Why is it so
I
important?
told you that.
I just need to prepare.
We're going to the UK.
You'll be good. Everything has been set up for you. You're good, my brother.
Yeah, we've all
I
traveled.
will say this. You just need to dress warm.
Dress warm, like it's summertime.
No, like it's wintertime.
You should dress for the heat.
No, dress for the cold.
Oh, that is what you say. Dress warm,
Yeah, you
like
need to,
layered up.
yeah, like you probably need to bring a coat.
I think we got some brain fatigue going.
Yeah, nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. But we are excited. So, JJ, you haven't been a part of any of the planning, rightfully so.
Right.
But how are you feeling about this? We are about to go into a whole weekend where we do nothing but lavish you in love. Do you feel loved already, Ken?
No, I definitely feel loved, and I definitely appreciate all of the planning that's gone into it. I always appreciate times to be able to kick it with the fellas, but I don't like not knowing what's happening.
Enjoy the surprise. He tried to
So-
give me the snitch yesterday. He's like, you can tell me.
He did.
I was like, no, enjoy the surprise.
So I'm excited about it, but I just don't know what to expect. Most of the time I travel or I do things, I try to mentally prepare for what's about to happen, but I don't have anything to mentally prepare for.
Just get a lot of rest this week.
That's what Justin said.
Before we leave.
That's what Justin
It's
said.
nonstop. I will
Yeah.
tell you that.
Is there anything you don't want to do?
Nah.
It's only up. That king said, we doing whatever. It's going to be so fun. Now, bro, everybody's really excited about celebrating it. So I am bursting over with joy. Yay.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to kind of see you not in a controlled element.
Right.
Right.
You know,
You really
JJ
don't
don't
have
do
a
well.
say in this anymore.
Yeah, JJ don't do well not being in control.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably the element that I'm struggling with.
Yes.
I'm excited. It's just I just don't know. I don't know. And so that control thing is like, all right, let me
You gotta trust us.
I just gotta embrace it. When it comes, I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna jump in head first.
Yeah, these are your last few days as a bachelor. We would set you up right.
Yeah.
I believe in y'all. I'm ready.
I'm gonna have you running down the aisle.
I don't want this life anymore. Please save me. Nah, bro, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. The countdown has officially begun, and then especially when we get back, it's really gonna be like
Oh yeah, facts.
the countdown.
When we get back, how long will it be?
A month.
Yeah, a month exactly. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's like 30 days, 31 days maybe when we get back.
Yeah, essentially it's a solid month.
Yeah.
And everybody in this room
Married.
crossed. Yeah.
Crossed.
I think.
Ain't no more naked finger gang.
I forgot mine today.
I forgot mine too.
Boy.
It's right there. I take mine off all the time.
I take mine off. So I took it off. I take it off when I shower, and I set it on our counter. And I rushed out the house today, and I forgot it.
That's the thing, because you don't wear jewelry like that.
Nah, I don't.
So yeah, the rings be getting in the way. I don't know.
It's gonna take some getting used to.
Is your rings gold, silver?
I don't have it yet.
Oh, is that a surprise too? She's surprised
Did
you?
you request anything?
Yeah, I did. One of them is like white gold,
Oh,
and then the other one that I want is like titanium. I think is the
really?
yeah
That boy
titanium.
JJ, a material girl.
Material girl.
Hey man, we deserve to be treated too.
We do.
Kings deserve rings.
Dang.
I think I've really had my ring for over a year now. Like,
You just
Okay, you just one day we're gonna tell that story.
please.
You know what? Let's tell that story today.
I feel. I guess we haven't gone into it like in specific.
What happened?
But yeah,
Well,
we talked
well-
about how like since I'm
Nah,
built
we ain't
different.
gone into it.
No, because this is the thing. We didn't want to go into it because we didn't have the party here to understand the mindset behind it.
What was it? I don't remember this.
Justin, will you just tell us what happened?
Is this?
Are you talking about the actual reveal or the planning that came before it?
You know, it probably the proposal. It
Tell me.
wasn't just one proposal.
It wasn't just one.
Tell me.
So you know what? Let me lead up. Let me
Okay,
just
okay.
lead up to what it was. So
Are you good with this, Justin?
Oh,
you good with
yeah,
the
I
same
know.
place?
So
Okay.
Justice's beautiful wife reached out to JJ and myself, and she said, "Hey, I want you guys to meet me at Justice's parents' house." In my mind, I'm like, "Okay, what are we meeting?
Yeah.
Justice's parents' house." I'm literally confused, but I clear my schedule.
This is
So-
before they're engaged.
This is
No, this is after.
they're
Oh,
they're
already
already
engaged.
engaged.
Okay.
I clear my
We had
schedule.
already drove to
Houston.
For the engagement. Okay.
Yes. So I'm on my way, and I just remember calling JJ, and I said, "JJ, what is this? Like, do you know what this is?" And he was like, "Bro, I really don't know what this is." And we get over there.
So y'all were mad, low key. Y'all like, what?
Yeah,
I was
it was-
like trying to figure
I was
it out.
confused.
Yeah.
I was confused.
Yeah.
And we get there, and Justin intro you.
Y'all are already there. I think context is needed, but I'll circle back to the context.
I want context.
But I mean, y'all are already there. I don't see y'all cars, but
Because we parked around the corner.
parked around
It
the
was
corner.
hot.
But I know my folks' neighborhood type thing. I just know this feels a little off
Mm-hmm.
type thing. I'm not good with surprises. I'm really not good with surprises.
You and JJ have that in common.
No, JJ's more of a control. I'm more of my brain works super, super fast. This
Like you gonna
feels
figure it out?
off.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Got you.
There's too many things that are throwing me off. So we're going through the front door. I have all the keys to my parents' house. I don't need to go through the front door.
Right.
Kim is leading me. My parents aren't greeting me at the front door.
Right.
So we're slowly moving around through my parents' house, and I'm like, okay, something's about to happen. Me being me, like I said, I know I'm built different. I think different type of thing. I would rather spoil a surprise than be surprised.
Oh, dang.
So I pull out my phone,
And start recording
and start
them?
recording them.
He's so dumb.
But
Who does that?
Surprise all you. Oh,
Yeah.
You reversed the surprise.
all of this was because my wife Kim definitely took my words to heart for a goal that I've always had. I have always thought of marriage as like a true goal, and wedding and this whole celebration as a whole. So with that, one of the things I realized that was different as I was kind of like idolizing marriage was that I don't see a lot of men get celebrated for the act of marriage and also with a ring. So I know going through the whole process before we became engaged, like I had to go through the whole ring shopping process.
Yeah.
I had to learn about the 4 C's. I had to go through going through multiple jewelers and trying to understand, what's the significance of like a real diamond and all that.
Right.
And I was like, okay, this is a lot of effort being put into this.
Right.
I don't necessarily feel like I receive a return.
Oh, so you want her to match your effort, basically?
That's what I thought marriage was. And to be clear, it does have those moments.
Yeah.
But from the outside in, I always knew from a young and I just feel like that moment needed to be somewhat balanced.
Yeah.
So all that to say, I've always wanted a ring for like engagement period.
So you got a male engagement
I
ring?
got a male
That
engagement.
man was chained down before he walked down the aisle.
So you wore it the whole time y'all were engaged?
Yes.
Dang.
So Kim put together a celebration. My brothers were there. They were confused, but they still showed love and support.
So do you have an engagement ring and a wedding ring, or is it the same?
I have just my engagement ring, and that's what served as
Wedding band?
my wedding band. But the original goal was to also get a band as well.
So you're done with that?
It's
You know
more
that?
of the 1 year. We pushed it back per se.
Okay.
Just because we realized, for one, the ring is enough. Like, I love my ring, and just the fact that she went through lengths and had to have these conversations, I'm pretty sure with other people, including my parents.
How did she tell you how it went when she went to the jeweler? Like,
She
she
gave me
say-
snippets, but I think she phrased it more of like it wasn't necessarily for an engagement.
It was the
like,
wedding.
It was a
People
wedding
thought
ring
it was
type
probably
thing.
the wedding.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure
But
nobody thought it was for the engagement.
Yeah.
Me and Dante were there and still didn't know it was for the engagement.
But y'all not gonna act like women don't propose to men.
I ain't never seen it.
I've never
You've seen that on
personally
social
seen-
media.
Yes. I've never personally seen it. I just remember in that moment saying, I remember telling JJ, I said, if Kimberly get on one knee, I'm gonna say, Kimberly, you better get your
Kimberly did not get on one knee.
No, she didn't
How did
get
she
on one
present
knee.
the
She
ring?
didn't get on one knee.
She did like a small speech, and then like she just showed me the ring type thing.
Oh,
so
okay.
I did ruin the moments. I do take shame for that.
That boy pulled out his phone.
Dang.
But no, all in all, I definitely appreciate it. It really like showed the level of like how much she cares and how much she listens and like takes me serious. So I know I can be out of the box at times, and she fulfilled on that. Like,
You live outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't even nowhere near the box.
Kim was a very special lady.
because, and you did all this because of one catchphrase. What is the phrase?
Kings deserve rings.
That's yours?
That is.
Okay.
Kings deserve rings. So yes, that was Justin's engagement story.
I was hoping some of my fellow brothers would join.
No,
me.
sir.
Nah, okay, I
sir.
keep it traditional.
I'll let you hold that one.
Yeah, no, that was
I
good.
appreciate a good trailblazer.
Somebody has to do it.
Yeah, somebody has to do it.
Justin out here setting all those trends. But what I think is funny is they're saying that it's not gonna be too many guys getting engaged here recently.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Bro, there was an article that came out in Psychology Today, and it literally was titled "The Rise of the Lonely Single Men." And the whole premise was saying that men today are the loneliest that they've ever been. And so ultimately in the article, it says 3 main points. Dating opportunities for men are diminishing as relationship standards rise. Men represent approximately 62% of dating app users, lowering their chances of matches. And men need to address skills deficits to meet healthier relationship expectations. So just diving deeper into that, I didn't know this.
Me neither.
I did not know this, but in terms of dating apps, it says that there are upwards 62% of users are men on dating apps.
I could see that though.
I can see
Can
that.
you see that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of men. I feel like more men use dating apps than women.
And they're not necessarily using it for dating.
Yes,
I think
and I feel like that
is the
probably
thing.
contributes to the
Right,
lonely.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And so what they're saying is it's overwhelming women with options. And so competition in online dating is fierce. It's tough because women literally get the pick of the litter. It's so many single men that women out here just picking and choosing.
I think that's interesting because we always think of it as reverse. Like we always talk about how like we have an endless supply.
Right. For them single men.
Let's think of it, not us.
It was options.
Yeah. You have a lot of options, but you don't think about it on the reverse that they also have options, and you also are in competition with the best of the best,
Right.
men that are in the dating pool.
Right. So that was one of the reasons. The second thing was relationship standards. It's saying with so many options, it's not surprising that women are increasingly selective. It also said that recurring dating themes for women between the ages of 25 and 45, they prefer men who are emotionally available, good communicators, and share similar values.
I'm sure they do, but how many men are like?
I was like, that rules out.
Y'all don't believe that there are men like that?
No, there are.
There are.
But I
Emotionally
feel like,
available?
I feel like most of those men are married.
That is very true.
I don't feel like there's a whole lot of men like that are just
On the dating app.
Yeah, that are out here single.
Okay, well then somebody lying then. And I told my homegirl this week. Somebody lying. Because dudes be saying ain't no girls out here. Women be saying ain't no good men out here. Somebody lying.
Who do you think's lying, Dante?
I ain't gonna say. But all I'm gonna say is if there's so many single women and so many single good men, how is everybody single?
I think the label good is subjective.
That's what I was gonna say.
It is, but you get my premise.
I'm ready for this bachelor party. We can talk to some single men.
Yeah, so I'm most excited to get their opinion on this. And then lastly, they said there is a skills deficit for men. That means that relationship skills gap that if not addressed. They would likely lead to fewer dating opportunities, less patience for poor communication skills, and longer periods of being single. The problem for men is that emotional connection is the lifeblood of healthy long-term love. And emotional connection requires all the skills that families are still not constantly teaching their young boys. So ultimately, the article is saying that the reason that men are single is because they are not emotionally available.
Yeah,
And ultimately that's what women are looking for. But my thing is, are you supposed to have these conversations on the first date? Like, are you supposed to talk about your emotions and stuff on the first date?
I don't know if that's first date.
I don't think that's what the article was saying. I think it's more like they're just not prepared. Like as they enter into dating age per se, they still haven't taken the time or the onus to have the skill set to be able to say, am I like dating available?
Right.
Do I know enough about myself or know about the person I want? So
Right.
we can take all the surveys, especially with online dating now. Like you can look at somebody's profile and like they check off all the boxes.
Right.
But you don't necessarily know exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
I even think about like a lot of my friends that are still single. I think it is in my point of view, is more their emotional intelligence. It might not be there. Whether it be like seeing a little red flag and making it a big red flag like we talked about before, or just like thinking that the perfect person exists and knowing that person doesn't exist. Whoever you think that is your perfect person, I don't think that necessarily exists.
Yeah, I feel like part of it boils down to what Justin was saying, like identity. People don't really know themselves that well, and awareness. But I think the emotional intelligence is a big thing too. Also, I think people are not necessarily relational. Like they don't know how to interact with other people.
Right.
And so all the online dating, all of the social media, all of the communication that's done through a phone or through the computer, when you get in person and you got to interact and deal with somebody like that's a real human in real time, I feel like there's a deficit in those type of interpersonal skills.
Right.
And that carries.
You can't like a message in person.
Yeah, that carries out in conversation. Like, can you hold a conversation? And during the conversation, do you have enough to be able to adapt, one, within yourself, and then also within this conversation to be able to have open dialogue, like transparent conversations? Like, is your conversation moving this conversation forward, or is it stagnant? Is it falling stale?
They try to pull conversation out of you.
Yeah, I think that probably plays to the communication aspect of it.
Definitely.
Yeah, and the pandemic definitely didn't help with that. So a lot of people who tried to, do their attempts at dating throughout the pandemic, like to JJ's point, when you get into that real interaction, it's different. We're fighting against technology.
Right.
There's a whole metaverse where people can have their whole life interactions, but you still have the reality of like, okay, if I actually want to meet somebody, this is different.
Right,
How do I
right,
fill
right.
that gap? Do I have the skill sets to be able to, have that level of conversation? Or am I going to build this off of a whole bunch of experiences I've seen online?
Right.
So, single guys' favorite thing to talk about is $200 dates.
Right.
Right.
Like, they can argue that all day until they get into a situation, and now they're just worried about the price instead of worrying about the person that's in front of them.
Right.
Yeah, I think a big part of the reason that you just have so many single people also is that people expect, I'll say women expect a lot of men to already come and be like emotionally just ready for a relationship. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that is just not the case.
That's not the thing.
Like I am married, been married for 3 months, and Olivia still
3 months.
Olivia still, bro.
I've been married for 3 months.
90 days. And Olivia still is like, I wish you shared your emotions more with me. Now, I'm thankful that I had a woman to say, okay, I see the efforts that you're making in that direction, and I want to ride with you through it. But if Olivia would have said, I need you to be emotionally available from day one, we probably would not be married.
I'm not there.
We would not be married. And so I think a big part of it is because I know emotions and communication mean so much to women, I think a lot of women have to focus on getting men who are available to work on it.
Yes.
Like they don't necessarily have to have arrived,
They have to be
but if you
receptive.
if you get a man who is receptive to correction,
Right.
who is open to hearing, feelings, or even is open to sharing his feelings, even if it ain't necessarily what you want,
Right.
or how much you feel he should be sharing, that is worth something to me.
Okay.
I was gonna say that's a lot of things I see on like Twitter and stuff. They're like, I'm not trying to raise no band or whatever.
Right.
But to be fair, like you said, before Kiana's helped develop me a lot as a man.
Facts.
And if I was already developed as a man, I probably would be married. Like before, like
Right.
all the fully developed men are in relationships married.
Right.
Because somebody helped them develop. Men don't just develop on their own without help.
And it takes a lot of trial and error. It takes a lot of legit trial and error.
And don't be hurt when you develop the man he leaves you.
Hey, because let me tell you something. You have
kidding.
developed that king. That king said, I know my work now. You done discovered that. You done allowed that king to see his work. He said, I'm out,
That's
baby.
probably women's biggest fear.
You don't need to trick. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That definitely is their biggest fear. But as I read that article, I just thought about.
Well, I think even in that article though, right, like the tagline for the article was like, there's a rise in single, lonely men or something like that. But I don't know how many men that are single would equate their singleness to loneliness.
Right.
And I think that that's probably like a big factor there. Like, how do you even define lonely, or is there even an awareness that it's lonely? Like, because I feel like single men, not to speak for
we all,
but I feel like single men will argue like that they're not necessarily lonely.
Right.
Like, so that's probably there's something there too of like, what is causing the loneliness and what void are you trying to fill? And can you find that in another woman, or is that something that you should be able to
or
find?
multiple women.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's some. I know some of y'all be listening to the pod, so I'm gonna just let y'all speak for y'allself on this bachelor party.
Yeah. I'm really excited to have some single guys to talk to.
I really want to get their. I really want to get their opinion. I really want to get their opinion on this. Like, are they lonely?
Yeah. I think that's good, man. Speaking of emotions. I don't know about y'all, but on social media, I've been seeing a lot of examples of people losing control of their emotions.
Sick of it.
And then people having to deal with the consequences.
Right.
A few examples is in our own neighborhood in
Lancaster, Texas.
Is it Lancaster?
Lancaster.
Sound from Fort Worth say Lancaster.
Boy, don't you ever roll with me saying Lancaster. It's Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Lancaster, Texas.
Y'all probably saw on the news the coach that actually got shot dead after a game. After
A Pee-wee football
got shot dead
Ridiculous.
in the middle of the field.
Yep.
And
in front of his son, in front of his other kids that he coaches.
right, which it happened for multiple reasons, but I would say a big thing is somebody had to lose control of their emotions to do something so dramatic in a not such a serious thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Another example is we've come to find out the lady that ended up killing those 6 people in that car accident in LA. We all initially thought she was drunk driving.
Right.
If you haven't seen the video, don't look at the
Don't
video.
look at it. It's
Don't look at the video. It's terrible. And then come to find out that it's being reported that she actually did that because she was upset at a man. So
I'm sick of
so
it.
they think that she was trying to kill herself, end up killing 6 people and not herself.
Sheesh.
That's what's crazy. Most of the time, the people who be doing the reckless stuff be the ones that live.
It just works out
The
that
other
way.
people are not.
So my question to y'all is, I was thinking about that, and then I started thinking about my soundboard and like how all of us interact with our emotions. And the first person that came to mind was Justin, because I know Justin is a super logical person. But then I remember at his wedding, he did get emotional, like with his dance with his father, right?
Oh, yeah.
So my question to Justin specifically is, so being logical, is that how you control your emotions, or is that just how you are? And then when do you know when it's okay to actually feel your emotions, feel your feelings?
Oh wow. That's a great question. So with being so strong logic based, I will say a lot of stuff is pre-planned.
Oh, so you kind of you think it through, and so you take the
I come up
emotion out of
with-
it.
Yeah, I come up with the plan. I feel the emotions, so I would say definitely through my tenure of just like being a father, and then ultimately like even with multiple relationships, like emotions have grown on me.
Right.
So I had to really get back to a point where I just really felt and embraced emotions, but still my logic takes over a lot of times. So it's very much so like, okay, what's the right time and place for this?
Right.
It's not always immediate. I think that's what also contributes a lot to just having a cool head all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes to the detriment of being nonchalant, but it's like, okay, do my emotions really have to put a place in this type of thing? Is it going to improve the situation?
Yeah.
There's already a lot of emotions in a lot of these situations. Let me just make sure we can get things handled, and then I can find a place for my emotions. So it could be, like I said, it could be just the downfall of men, or just like never feeling like you can be emotional in the moment. But when it came down to like stuff with my dance with my father, like that was 31 years of emotion. Like, all right, I know this day is coming. I'm thankful that my father made it to this point. So here we go. I planned this out.
So you already knew you were going to be emotional.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
wild.
So I'm heavy on a
Planned
lot
emotions.
of yeah.
What about, do you ever experience emotions that are not planned?
Or express them. You feel.
yeah,
Feel
maybe
them.
express
Express them, not as much. That's a challenge.
Is
So
that
that's-
because logic takes over?
Yeah, like it's literally trying to find that time and place that just feels suitable. Like this always feels like there's something else that's more important at that time. And I think because I've adapted so much to it, I know I have my times of reflection. Like I know I have my peaceful moments. Like, all right, I can let go. A very big open outlet for me is Sundays at church. Like I have worship. Like I can give it all then and there type thing. But once Monday hits and reality gets real type thing, all right, I need to make sure this and this gets handled. I'll be able to take care of myself.
Regardless
after.
of how you feel, this needs to get done, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That makes
I'm also in a household full of women, so like,
Some got to get done.
that's a lot of emotions in one household.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's good, man. So, yeah, I thought, Justin, that was like trying to break down Dante and JJ.
Oh, God.
And I thought back to JJ. We had a conversation. I don't remember if it was on mic or off mic, but we talked about how JJ doesn't cry.
Yes, and he's very compassionate.
He really needs to go talk
So
to somebody.
when's the last time that you said you cried? If you're okay with sharing, it's personal.
You asked him the question.
No, I
You
feel
can
like
say no
I feel like I
comment.
teared up at my 30th
Oh, okay.
in Oklahoma.
But you didn't.
define teared up.
Yeah, because
You
I
felt like
ain't
the
see
urge?
you.
My eyes got a little wet. You know what I'm saying? They got a little wet. I was like, yeah, they got a little misty. I was
My
like,
allergies acted
they
up.
wanted to start dropping, but they just kind of got stuck.
And to me, we talked about post-nut clarity. I feel like crying is an emotional nut.
It definitely
I want to
is.
experience that.
You know what I think is so funny, JJ? You are probably the most emotionally intelligent people I've ever met.
Yeah.
And you don't be crying.
So
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Is that by choice, or do you think that's just something that was instilled in you when you were younger? Or
I
something?
think it's probably both. So, and I think it hinders me. So I think it hinders me. I think
Right.
I see the benefit in crying like as like a release and things like that. But I think it's both. I think it's instilled in me maybe just through like observation.
Right,
I
right.
never saw my pops cry.
right.
And so I never saw his dad cry. And so like for me, I didn't see other men cry. So innately I was like, a lot of life happens. I don't see men crying. So I'm like, okay, I'm not supposed to cry.
Right.
By choice was because the last time I actually really, really remember crying was like, I think it was 7th or 8th grade, bro. I think I got hurt playing football and I was crying because I like sprained my ankle really bad. And there was a girl that I liked at the game and she saw me crying. And I was like, oh, that's
Never
it.
again.
Yeah, never again.
Again.
Did she say something?
Did you get
No,
the number?
She didn't say nothing. No.
Acting like JJ acting like the girl went around the school. Yeah, I
No,
like
no,
JJ,
no.
except
But
he cried too much.
I just distinctly remember that. But I also remember like that in other moments where like if I was feeling emotional, I just couldn't rationalize what's the point of crying.
So you just kind of take your feelings out of it.
Yeah,
also.
I just took the emotion out of it. And so for me, I think just years of doing that has made it hard for me now to cry. Like I have the desire to cry. I just don't know how to make it happen.
Yeah.
Boy, after you cry, you gonna sleep.
He gonna
good.
cry at his wedding. He gonna see it. Does G want you to cry? Did she say anything
does.
about it?
Yeah, she does.
Have y'all got y'all's videos back yet?
I'm gonna just practice.
They working on it right now.
Y'all practice? You got yours back?
Yeah.
Did they zoom in on you?
No, they didn't. So
What?
I don't have the iconic.
Oh,
And you did all that crying for no reason.
he planned his cry for
You
you.
did all that just playing that cry for no reason.
Dang, I want like a compilation video of all y'all crying.
But do y'all feel like that's necessary though? Like
What?
Because I can still feel the emotion. I just don't necessarily have
You don't
the
feel the
physical.
release.
Okay.
That's
I don't
what
have
I'm
the
saying.
physical.
I said it's an emotional nut. that you
Yeah, I'm
bust.
saying the correlation to nut, you have to actually nut.
Yeah.
Oh, my eyes got blue balls. That's wild.
Yes, bro.
You
Just
lose
blue.
control. You
You
lose
need a
control.
Bluetooth.
Okay, so JJ, let's circle back here, because verbally you don't have an issue telling your emotions.
Right. Which is
I would
my
also
issue.
say you also don't have an issue writing your emotions. Why? Where is the disconnect?
I don't know. You tell me. I think I can write them. I can write my emotions verbally. I typically can say my emotions verbally, but there's a lack of depth with the expression of the emotion.
Okay.
So I can be, especially written, I'm pretty good with words.
Mm-hmm.
So I can write in a way that like I can express an emotion that I don't necessarily have to fully go to the fullest extent of experiencing that emotion.
Mm-hmm.
I can write about the emotion, but I'm not writing from the place of the experience of the emotion. I'm just writing from the place of like essentially what the response of this emotion should be.
Right,
so
right,
I
right.
know how to write to figure out like what response I need to garner from you. I can share with you right now. I could probably put words together right now that you'd be like, oh, no, that was deep. But I just know what
You're a
words.
poet.
I know what words to
You're a
say.
manipulator.
No, I just know what words elicit emotion. I know what words elicit a response.
Mm-hmm.
Where I struggle sometimes is in expressing and being able to express the emotion, being able to define the emotion. So sometimes I'll experience an emotion, but I don't necessarily know the fullest extent of how do I fully articulate or express this emotion. So the best thing for me to do is to cut it off. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So then I just stop. And
I
then
know
I
what
don't have
this
to,
is.
yeah, and I don't have to go any further. I think if I probably spent more time with that, then I
need to
probably would
sit
get a
in
little
it.
bit more. And that's hard for me to do. Honestly, I move past it
That's why you ain't
because
crying.
that's not helping me get anywhere.
No, I feel you.
Like I'm to Justin's point. I got to figure out how to solve something. I'm trying to solve a problem. I'm trying to move forward.
That's the
not
logical
helping me out.
response. But
Yeah,
I think
your logic takes over.
a good cry, and then you're like, okay, got that out my system. Now let's move forward.
Oh
type
yeah,
thing.
it's refreshing to me.
What kind of things make y'all cry?
Reflecting on something that's hard. Like I said, I usually shut it off until whatever I'm dealing with is over, I'm past it, and then I'll think back through all the struggle and how happy I am that it's over, and then I just let it out.
Yeah, I just cry. I mean, it don't take much. I ain't gonna lie to you. It could be something as simple as, I was watching this guy. Give out iPads to college students who didn't have computers.
But did that bring you to tears?
One woman started crying. I was like, "Dang, bro."
Did that take you back to a place?
You know what? Maybe that's what it is. I guess I always just put myself in the position of how grateful this person must be, or how sad this person must be.
JJ, ungrateful.
What you trying to say about me?
Because at this point, y'all can hire me to come to funerals, and I'll cry.
Right.
And it's not even because I know the person. It is because I'm seeing how much the other people are impacted.
Empathy.
And like imagining I'm just super empathetic.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
can see
it
that.
And I'm empathetic too.
It's okay, JJ. It's fine. It's okay. Just sit in it. Cry if you need to. Which brings me to Dante.
Oh.
Which I think out of all of us, I feel like Dante is the best at feeling his feelings.
Oh yeah, I feel him and move on.
And he expresses them, but, and I'm not gonna, because we beat up on Dante a lot. Sometimes I feel like you might not always control your emotions through the task.
What do you mean?
I think you get discouraged.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So is that emotion, being discouraged?
Oh yeah. It's
So I
definitely
think
emotion.
so. I think that can kind of hinder you sometimes. But
yeah, because one thing about me, I'm going to sleep.
that's that's my point. That's my
He
point.
said that like it was an epiphany.
That's usually what you do after you bust.
Nah, before I even get there, I'm asleep, bro, because I don't feel like dealing with it. Like I'm gonna feel it. I'm probably gonna release them, and then I'm gonna wake up till it's over.
Take it out. So do you think that you could? Do you think that? Well, I mean, I think you still do a good job of controlling your emotions because you do get a lot of stuff done. But I do notice, like even when we're talking about certain stuff, you're mentioning how hard something is.
Do you think that's an oxymoron?
What?
Or not an oxymoron, but do y'all think that's an accurate thing to try to strive for, is to control your emotions?
Like I said last pod, I think anything can be used as a tool or a weapon. So I think your emotions, you can either use it to propel you forward, or it could be a weapon used against you to hold you back. So I think to have some type of control over it, or to funnel it, or to release it in some type of way that's positive, is an important thing.
Right.
Yeah. But do you think that you do a good job of controlling your emotions, or?
So this is the thing. I think that I do a great job of controlling sad emotions. I do a terrible job of controlling my temper.
Oh, okay.
So for me, I can control like, I mean, crying, stuff like that. Like, I'm not tripping about that.
Yeah.
What I struggle to control is like anger. So like if I feel disrespected, or I feel like you talking down on me, or like something like that, like
you gotta retaliate.
It's going to be hard for me
Right.
to control. It's going to be hard for me to control that. In fact, 9 times out of 10, I'ma just fire off.
Just go.
I'ma just go off. But so that's what I struggle with. I don't necessarily struggle with expressing my emotions. I express my emotions. One of the things with Olivia now, she probably get tired of it. Now I'd be like, Olivia, it hurts my feelings when you do this.
That's great. I love that.
Or I'll be like, Olivia, it quite frankly, it pisses me off
I love that.
when this happens.
Yeah.
So I've worked really, 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 really hard for that, but I still struggle with the whole temper aspect.
I think most men though struggle with those emotions, specifically of like disrespect. Like I feel like that's a trigger for most men anyways. If you feel disrespected, or you feel like somebody's trying to demean you, it's an impulsive reaction to like pride sets in to say like, all right, you're not going to talk to me any type of way.
Right.
Especially your spouse.
You want to know somebody to get under your skin?
What?
Your spouse.
Yeah.
But I feel like you and Coop are very similar, and very different than me and Justin, where y'all wear y'all's emotions on y'all sleeves. Like me and Justin, most of the time, maybe Justin is more on the extreme. I think sometimes you could see it in me, but like we're concealed with the emotions.
Right.
You probably have to ask, and then we'll kind of tell you what emotions we or think we're feeling or whatever it is. But y'all just kind of like openly with y'all emotions.
I'm for sure volunteering mine.
I think it helped. I think he helped me with that a lot, though, just because the fact that, like, what were we talking about earlier about women, women taking out their emotions on men or on something else that didn't affect.
I did not bring that up.
That didn't I didn't say you did.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you roof? No, I was just talking.
But I think I was really bad about that because I was trying to hold my emotions in.
Yeah.
So it came out at the wrong person or the wrong thing or whatever. So it's just better for me to express myself in the moment.
Yeah.
To whatever the issue is that's going on in hand.
That's definitely a learned process. Like I know I still struggle with that. Like I've taken words of wisdom from elder statesmen about like, hey, it's not necessarily how you exactly feel. It's about essentially what your wife or your significant other understands, like what you display.
Yes.
So me being super like chill and nonchalant with like feelings at times, I can completely understand the whole scenario. I feel like I have high emotional intelligence. I just don't put the additional effort to showcase it.
Yes, yes.
Like I can see that you're upset. I don't feel a need to get upset with you. I can be very chill. I see you're upset. I can talk you through this whole process.
Yeah.
But what you want is for me to showcase something that shows that I care
Right.
enough
To
that
be
I'm
mad
in this situation with you.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm still working on. Like to actively take those moments to showcase emotion. Is a super challenge.
You know what I think it is with you? I think you'll tell them that they're being emotional. I bet you're like, you're making a big deal out of this. It's not a big deal. Where
I can see that this is affecting you.
Which will make somebody even mad.
Which putting gas on
Right.
the fire.
Right. Just because your emotional intelligence and how you react to things. Whereas I feel like if you were to say, you know what, I see that you're passionate about this. I'm also passionate, but me communicating that way is not going to be productive. You know what I mean?
It's also matching emotions is, to me, sometimes a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Because it's
not fuel to the fire. It's not my specialty.
It's irrational. If you're both heightened emotionally, most of the times it's probably irrational.
Yeah.
So what type of resolve are you trying to get to? All you're doing is expressing your feelings.
Right.
You cannot really argue that somebody's feelings is not valid
Because
their feelings are valid.
Right.
So if you're at some type of disagreement or discord and you're both heightened emotionally, you ain't gonna get nowhere.
Right.
Somebody got to be able to like kind of offset or balance the other person.
Yeah, I think so I'm gonna be honest with y'all. My prayer recently has been, God,
this can become ours.
God to soften me, because a lot of
You're
times
way too hard.
Yeah, a lot of times I can okay.
Be specific with your prayers.
It's okay. Hey, we got Blue Chew.
No, like soften me in terms of like
Your heart.
dealing with my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like dealing with my wife, because it's really easy for me to be like, okay, it is what it is. It just is what it is. And just understanding, like valuing that, you know, Olivia is going to have emotions and her emotions are going to be different than my emotions, which we need a balance.
Right.
Because it would not be good if both of us was like, it is what it is.
Right.
But it also wouldn't be good if both of us were super emotional. So it's also just like valuing her emotions and trying to see things from her perspective.
Yes.
Even if I don't understand it, to just still appreciate her perspective. So I've been praying, Lord, to soften me.
I know we were talking about it in terms of like a significant other, but do y'all ever find it challenging to communicate these same type of emotions or have these same type of conversations with other men, like your friends or your peers?
Bruh, I think when I'm talking to other men and I'm emotional, usually my emotion is thinking like their emotions are dumb, and I'm very clear that like this is dumb. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe I'm overexpressing how I feel in that moment. It's not productive.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I necessarily have an issue expressing. So for with guys, I don't feel like you have to, you know, soften the message.
Right.
Which isn't always good. I had to learn this in college. One of the things that I had to work through was, one of the things I had to work through was saying the same thing in the same way to everybody.
communicating
just one way to different types of people, and it became a problem. It became a problem in our friend circle, and so one of the things that I had to work on was saying it, but just saying it a little different. But also, my messaging for guys is pretty straightforward. Like, it just is what it is.
I think it's a God thing.
That
We
don't
just
make
talk
sense.
to each other. We get straight talk
Right. Let's just get straight
for the
to
most
point.
part.
Yeah.
For the most part, I think there's still highs and low aspects of it. I think for our friend group, we've reached a certain level of emotional depth with each other because we've been through some life situations. But I still think there's moments where we try to push in deeper, or we avoid pushing in deeper, that don't necessarily sit comfortable with everybody. For example, we started, not necessarily recently, I guess it's been a couple years now, with just saying, "Hey, I love you, man." And now
JJ still be struggling
now
with
all
that.
brothers are receptive to that.
Look at JJ. Did y'all come together and try to have an intervention?
No, there's no intervention, but we talking about emotions. We talking about emotions.
I feel like I've grown in that.
Have you said it?
Yes.
I
And
feel like I've heard you say it.
and one of our other brothers, Alonso, he greets me with "Love One," and I be saying "Love One" to him. You know what I'm saying?
In text?
that's- Nah, when we call each other.
Y'all open the phone and say, "What up, loved one?"
Yeah.
Okay.
That's different.
Love LUV.
But that's growth.
I like that.
That's
cool.
growth.
That's kind of
That's
cool.
growth.
That's growth.
kinda
You know what I'm
cool.
saying? And I've been able to, if y'all say it to me, I say it back.
I love you, JJ.
I love you too, bro.
See, but he
I
made
love
it sound
all
like a
of
chore.
y'all.
Love you too, Coop.
I'll be saying y'all, love y'all.
I don't really always feel like it's just necessary to always say though.
Why? It's always necessary. Do you know how short life is? It is fleeting, JJ.
So yeah, I think it's just like
Yeah, but
it
like
touches that point.
but once you say it, like I already understood.
No, you should just keep saying it.
This is repetitive.
This is JJ's emotional pause.
All right, let's move on.
JJ's tear ducts are just tightening up.
Right.
I appreciate y'all's input, man.
I better see a tear this weekend.
Like I said, this episode's gonna be short, sweet, to the point. I think it's time for the sound bite of the week.
Yep, and if you don't know what the soundbite of the week is, it is where we drop you with a little bit of knowledge to get you through the week. This week, our soundbite of the week is coming to us from none other than Mr. Tatted himself,
Tap man.
our producer, the one, the only, KJB.
Appreciate that. So the soundbite of the week this week is: if you can find a path with no obstacles, it probably doesn't lead anywhere.
Say that again.
Mr. Say that again.
One more time. If you can find a path with no obstacles, it probably doesn't lead anywhere. And that's by Frank Clark.
Yes,
Out here
key.
walking
like
in
that.
circles.
If you can find a path, no obstacles, it probably don't lead nowhere. You got to have a little bit of resistance.
Yeah, if it's too easy, you shouldn't want it.
You got to work for it.
So when we say it's hard, it's supposed to be hard.
It's supposed to be.
Not your heart, though, Dante.
We're praying for that one.
Hey guys, man, we appreciate y'all tapping into another episode, guys. Don't forget, please follow us on IG at The Soundboard Podcast. That is our community that we've been building for over a year and a half. That's also where we drop our question of the week. Now, we dropped one this past week. And
That's what we heard.
it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. We asked y'all, what are some topics that y'all want us to talk about? I mean, we come here every week and we have meetings outside of recording to try to figure out like how can we produce content that is adds value to the life of our listeners, the people who are a part of our soundboard. So if you have something for us, please, guys, go find that post. It's the most recent one, and comment and let us know what you want to hear more of. It's your boy Dante. You can follow me at Dante Speaks Life. Also, don't forget Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Please leave us a review.
And this is Coop. You can find me at thisiscoop_.
This is your boy JJ. You can find me at _Jeremy J.
It's me, KJB, at Just a Fiasco.
And we out.
Peace.